chocolate, and salt. Stay with me. Welcome to Baking with Frank. Frank Rush was a baker at the turn of the 20th century at the Uffelman Baking Company in Cincinnati, and then at his own bakery in Newport, Kentucky. Frank was also my great-grandfather. Through his handwritten batch-sized recipe book, I'm breaking down his recipes and getting to know him better. I'm Tom Mattingly, and this is Baking with Frank. All right, welcome to Baking with Frank. So our AV department has failed us again, but we are forging through and we are making Frank's coconut wafers. So the first thing we're going to do is cream some butter and sugar. So this is 1/2 pound of sugar with 1/4 pound of, Frank calls for lard. I decided to use butter. So a stick of butter or 1/4 pound of butter, however you want to count that. And then a 1/2 pound of crumbs. So this is the last of the crumbs from the trip to England. These are gingerbread crumbs. I'm saying something intelligent there. Mixed in with some breadcrumbs because there weren't quite enough. And then a 1/4 pint of, Frank called for molasses. I decided to use corn syrup because molasses just sounded kind of heavy with coconut. And a 1/4 pint of water. I just mixed those together and put them all in at once. Give them a good spin there. Get them all mixed in. Here I am telling a really hilarious joke. That was the punchline. You get it? You get it? All right, so here we go with the baking soda going in. Worried about this amount of baking soda because I thought it would be a little too much. They would rise too much. You'll see in the end how that turned out. But also then adding the coconut. And it called for 3/8 of a pound of coconut. I bought a 4-ounce container online that ended up being just a little bit over. If it hadn't, I would have used it anyway, so no big loss there. But this is unsweetened, flaked, dried coconut. If you get sweetened, you're probably going to need to cut back the sugar a bit because it would be very sweet. Adding in a little flavor with some almond extract, a 1/2 teaspoon, exact measurement there. And then topping that off with a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now this is the good vanilla from our friends at Penzies. So we know that's going to turn out okay. And then in Frank's ongoing desire to provide the most instruction possible, he says to add enough flour to make a dough. So I got out the mom spoon, as we do, and started adding flour. And what I was trying to get to was something that looked kind of like an oatmeal cookie batter. It was pretty loose before this, after adding in all of the other ingredients. So we can count along here. I think it ended up being 5 mom spoons, but it might have been 4. Anyway, you can adjust that yourself for altitude, attitude, general heat, season, time of year, religion, race, creed, and color, whatever you need to. Just make sure you put in the right amount because, it needs to be enough to make a dough. So once we get all that wrapped up, make sure that you store your flour, folks, and keep it airtight. We moved on to the next step. First, you preheat the oven to 350, and then you start doling out your cookies. Now, I had thought to use the scoop that I typically do. Turns out it was a good thing I didn't. These spread quite a bit. So if I had done that, we would have just had a big, delicious mess. But nonetheless, we went on. Using the teaspoon, doling these out, I was able to get about 9 of them on a sheet. Not about 9. I actually got 9. It was an exact science on this one. Dogs were very much helpful in doing this process for moral support. They really just wanted to get up there and eat something, but they know that's forbidden in my household. But get these dolloped out. As you can see, they are not perfect little lumps. They're a little wonkadoo. That doesn't matter because they're going to melt. So get that taken care of, and you'll be ready for the deliciousness to come. Are you ready to see it? Are you ready? Here. All right, y'all. This is after 8 minutes. It smells fantastic in this kitchen. If they taste half as good as they smell, which is a little bit coconut, but really more of a caramely thing going on, these are going to be great. All right, so it continues is not a word, continues to smell fantastic in the kitchen. We're at about 3 dozen so far, with easily another third, maybe even half of the batter to go. So it makes a lot. You might want to cut it down further, but here's the cookie. I'm only just barely getting coconut. And I'm a coconut fan, so I'm looking for it. I know not everyone was. But this is really tasty. It's caramely, it's crunchy in kind of the right way. It's chewy while it's being crunchy. Yeah, I can live like this. My diet's screwed. So I got to thinking about these cookies, and they are spectacular. But you know what makes everything better? Chocolate and salt. This is chocolate chips, melted down, and smoked sea salt. Let's see how it goes. I apologize in advance. It was a mistake to learn about this. We'll be eating nothing else from now on.